So I did actually have this video planned out quite in advance now, and I've been really willing to do this for quite a while. And in this video, guys, I'll be talking about the top 5 biggest problems I personally do go ahead and see inside of War Tycoon that I do believe that need to be having quite fast fixes to make the game even better. Anyway, let's just jump right into it. So my first concern that I do go ahead and actually have in the game is the fact that the game has absolutely no end goal, because as you guys can see, right after you do go ahead and actually hit a specific rebirth mark, you guys are going to be gaining specific types of things that you could actually go ahead and unlock in your Tycoon. Like for example, the ships at around rebirth 3, the World War II expansion and the Vietnam expansion at 4, missile strikes, tanks, planes and etc. And then after we do go ahead and get to rebirth 7, as you guys can see, it pretty much just finishes off with us being able to unlock planes. After this, there is pretty much no use, because the only thing that is worth grinding for to 10 rebirths is going to be getting an Easter egg vehicle, which is going to be the DeLorean. And other than this, there is pretty much no other use, no point of grinding until rebirth 69, because realistically, we do go ahead and get a weapon that actually also isn't that good, and then right after rebirth 69, there's absolutely nothing we can get. I really do wish developers to just bring back some of the old vehicles and put them as Easter eggs, so at least give us more reason to go ahead and grind further rebirths. But also, maybe we could unlock way better rewards for grinding better rebirths. Maybe we could unlock new buildings. There are really a lot of military things that could be done, and what we do have in the game right here do have to be a lot of just the military basics. So I would really love to see some kind of changes happening as of this. Now, my next personal concern which I do have with the game is the fact that a lot of the sounds in the game do actually have a repetitive sound. And let me explain this to you guys in a little bit of detail, which a lot of players have really not been having fun with. So for example, we have ourselves the MK18 and the SA80 rifle. Let's go ahead and hear the sounds. So this is going to be the sound. And then the second one. As you guys can see, those are pretty much smaller redesigns of pretty much the same sound being reused. We can actually see the same thing with these 3 weapons. Yeah, as you guys can see, the sounds are almost identical, if not just changed ever so slightly. And that's one of my other key problems which I do have. Another issue which I do have is that a lot of vehicles in the games are also having the same problems, because they do go ahead and have very similar sounds. And I do believe this sounds to be a very important metrics in pretty much every single game that you guys are going to be playing, because it does allow you to actually listen out for your opponents, listen out to where your enemies are going to be, listening out to what vehicle they are using. Like for example, with the A10 Warthog, we can very easily tell that we are in danger when there is an A10 flying, and the reason being is because we are able to actually hear the iconic sound. My next issue which I do go ahead and have with the game is the fact that the weapon combat has not really been updated for quite a long time, and the meta seem to just be staying all boring and the same with no absolute change. And the reason why this is not very good is because it does start to make the combat feel a lot more dry. Like, we haven't really had a weapon, I believe, in now like a year or so, and that is actually a really long time. I think the last time we have received some weapons were the weapons that were available after the daily rewards. After this, there was absolutely no change, and I gotta say, these weapons really did shift the meta quite a lot. So just seeing more weapons being added into the game and getting the gun combat updated a little bit more, nerfing some things, buffing some things to make the gun combat overall a lot more refreshing, that will definitely be a good pick as well. So another problem which I do have with the game as well is that the communication that has been done quite a lot recently has not really been this great. And the problem that I do personally have with the communication is that whenever something very interesting goes down that a lot of players do not understand, there's like a major bug happening, there's a major problem happening, maybe some players are really unhappy with something, a lot of these things are not really being addressed. Like the last time I've seen a very good thing that has been addressed is whenever the Mi-24 Hind has been replaced with the Mi-28 Havoc, Gizmotech has really specified a lot of things and made it clear and actually allowed us to understand the points he was making a lot better. And a perfect example of this was here as well, is whenever the Invictus update came out, people have suggested that the Mi-24 Hind shouldn't be behind spins. Gizmotech has listened to this, same with the Mi-28, it was also buffed and it wasn't just as good. And another thing which I noticed, when there are some silent buffs or silent nerfs happening, what's the point of even doing this? Like, at least update us when something does get silently buffed or silently nerfed without an update being happening in the game. Just give us some small information, put it into devlog, and then it's a lot easier for people to actually understand. Like, for example, recently we had a silent nerf that has happened to one of the vehicles in the game, which I believe when there was the BMPT Terminator that first ever came out, it was absolutely insanely powerful, and then after that, after like a few days, it has been nerfed, and Gizmo hasn't even noticed this. He hasn't even told us what was nerfed, what was changing, etc., which does kind of suck. I would love to see some better communication going on with changes just like this as well. Now, the final thing which I do not like about the game that I do believe to be having some kind of changes is going to be an overall reason to be able to raid people, because right now there is absolutely no reason to go ahead and raid someone except trying to make their day worse and pretty much just trying to destroy all of their power boxes. But I'm going to be honest, no one actually raids in this game to destroy your enemy's power boxes. They raid to spawn kill, and every player pretty much just does this at this point. It's not even a secret anymore. Everyone absolutely does it, and there's no not even much shame about this, because there just simply is nothing to raid in the base and no reward we do go ahead and achieve from going ahead and raiding our opponents, which is also another issue which I did see, because imagine, let's say we could like capture something inside the base and then we are getting like maybe a few medals every hour for being able to capture someone's base or keeping them at bay or something. There's just so many different cool ideas the developers could implement into this, because right now there's just absolutely nothing that we gain from raiding our opponents. Anyway, that is all I have for you guys in today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below what is your opinion on the top 5 list. What would you like to see change in War Tycoon? I did go through the overall main community points which the community would like me to go through in this video, so that's why some of your points might have not appeared. Anyway, I'll see you on the next video. Have a great rest of the day, and thanks so much to my channel members.